Hello and welcome back to the Apex Gauntlet. Today we're playing Pioneer. We've already had three full modern matches where Ross took his Jeskai breach deck through the field and was able to defeat most of it. Very close games on some of them, but now we have moved on to modern and we're playing Atarka Red, my baby. I've been really loving this deck for the last few weeks. Island Go Same, a streamer, built it originally, and I've been trying to tweak it and play it and see if I can get it combat ready, so to speak. And today, so far, we got whooped by Mono White. Not feeling it. Not feeling good.
Yeah, a bit of a tough sledding there just because Mono White is a deck that can stay, at parity with you in the early turns. I was able to curve pretty well. Now, Mono Green Devotion, this is a pretty big test. Definitely a very explosive deck, but you've got plenty of cheap removal for the mana creatures, and that buys you a lot of time. And oftentimes, you can just end the game before I'm set up. So I think this is one of the matchups that Atarka Red is at its best in, and one of the reasons it's a strong choice right now in Pioneer is that you are definitely favored in the mono green matchup. So this is your shot to show the deck. If you can't win this
let's
match,
see if we can play 5 games. Okay, let's just go fast. You're not gonna have a ton of decisions. I'm gonna draw 4 lands in my opener, 6 lands in my opener. All right, let's go to 6. Easy 6.
I will keep my hand.
Ross is about to feel the true power of what it means to play Mono Green Devotion.
The true power of the dark side of the board.
It's so good. I was actually super disappointed when I first started playing the newer iterations without Burning Tree Emissary, because you just don't have those crazy turn 2s sometimes. But what you do have is some crazy turn 3s sometimes in that deck. And Storm the Festival is just such an incredible addition. And Find the Great Creator is so neat. I don't know.
You just go from nothing to everything so often.
Yeah.
It is kind of gross.
Alright, so we're on 6. Let's see if I have a girder. Oh, this hand's okay. I know the matchup. Probably put back. One. Decision. Alright, ready?
Yep.
Alright, 1 in.
19. Forest, Land Oracles.
Moon Burning Tree. Booyah.
18.
I'm gonna stomp. And bang for 1.
How
Here we
many
go.
Bone Crushers you got in that deck?
4. You used to only have 2.
Yeah,
Original only had 2.
I remember seeing lists with 2, and you just had a lot of them.
Oh yeah, I love that card.
I've got a Wolfville Haven. Here you go. Let's put it over here.
Go Carplusion, Bone Man, bang.
17.
Here we go. Mostly I just like this sequence, right? And then you get to set up for really powerful turn 4s with the Tarkos command and stuff while being interactive. And I have Mulligan, but the Bone Crusher has made up for it,
Old Growth Troll.
Land? I have kind of a tough turn. I don't really want to trade Bone Man for Old Growth Troll, so maybe that should just factor into what I do for this turn. Just play it a little slower. Because giving the extra mana, I think, is a huge deal, because he can just play a 6-drop next turn to Storm the Festival.
I want to cast a Storm Festival.
It's fun. Alright. I'm gonna go Nuclear, Kariza, Bushwhacker, attack with everybody.
Yeah, definitely got to block the Bone
2,
Man.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
9?
Yep.
Bone Man down. You're up.
Let's keep enchanting this same land, so if it gets untapped with Kiora, we can do fun things.
Yeah, sometimes you don't necessarily if you are planning on sacking the land with the troll, but I think whenever you have to sack the land with the troll on it, you usually lose the game the next turn, is my reads, unless you have a Kiora already active to draw a card off of it.
You have me at 9.
I have you at 9.
What does an Atarka's command do next turn?
Murder like
6. That would end the game.
Target's command's usually pretty good.
So I don't have the land for Storm the Festival. I do have Cavalier of Thorns, but I could Oath of Nissa and maybe hit Nykthos and start doing crazy stuff.
It does not let you do it this turn, right? Because you only get +1 from the Nyx. Oh, it's +2 from the Nykthos.
Yeah.
Because the Oath adds to the count. Okay.
Yeah. And obviously if I brick on land entirely, I'm just dead. but I think there's a good chance to win this game. I need to hit Nykthos.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with an Oath.
Also, if you just hit a land, you can still cavalry.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, I just hit 2 forests, so I'll get one of them and play Cavalier.
Well, I don't have Atarka's command, so you're still in business.
2, 3, 4, 5. Just another forest. Still no Nykthos, unfortunately. Yeah, Tarka's command will kill me.
Any
Otherwise,
elfies?
no elf to follow up. Got a lot of big uns in my hand, so hopefully I get another turn.
Alright, well.
Send with everybody. Definitely just block the Bushwhacker here. Take 4, go to 5. Oh, the other Cavalier cards go to the graveyard.
That's true.
I'm a dingus. I'm sure chat is already telling us that.
Oh, yeah, they're screaming. Graveyard! Graveyard!
Kamano's going to put me to 3.
Yep. Your turn.
Okay. Well, Nykthos. That's not a Nykthos, but I do have another Cavalier.
No Storm?
I do have Storm.
Storm is almost always better than Cavalier. You can just go off with Storm sometimes. I guess they're about the same.
Well, so I was thinking last turn that to have 2 mana up, I need to play Cavalier, but I drew a land. So now if I just hit Nykthos off this, I'm still fine. They both take 5 cards for Nykthos, which is basically what I need to do.
Yeah.
But this could actually just hit a bunch of creatures that could maybe block. Because I'm at 3. You're empty-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna need. I guess 2 blockers is enough to live if you brick. But I'll need, if you draw a haste creature, I might need another blocker. So let's Storm.
So Cavalier goes to the graveyard, but Storm goes on the bottom, right?
Yes. So I hit a Kiora, which is pretty cool. Kiora and an elf. So this is 7. It's going to go down to 6. Untap my Super Forest.
Oh, yeah.
Play this land.
Cavalier time, draw a card.
Cavalier.
You want to draw, or which one do you want to do first?
I'll draw first before I make a decision.
Okay.
And there is a Nykthos, but I can't activate it this turn. I put another Storm in the graveyard, so I can beat a haste creature here.
Yep. I'm sweating pretty bad.
Can't beat any burn spell. Play with Fire would do it as well, because I have 3 blockers against what will eventually be 4 attackers. I might just squeak this one by at 1 life.
Yep.
Oof.
Yep. I could have maybe held on to the Bone Crusher instead of casting it to just put you to 1, and then my Stomps are all lethal, my Kamano Faces Kakazan are lethal.
Okay.
But just show me your hand, I'll tell you
well,
if I can see.
I have 2 cards, I don't have the second Kiora.
It doesn't. You gain enough life with 1 Restorative Burst that I would rather concede.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen too. I'm also going to play 2 Storm the Festivals. I play Elf. I've got, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 13, 14. So this will be 4 mana floating.
Yeah, I'm almost 100% dead. Frost getting untap there is gross. All right.
I'm good at 2. It's a lot. Yeah, there's a second Kiora. So I'm gonna go off.
With anyone unaware, the way the combo works is if you have enough devotion, 2 Karn and 2 Kioras lets you essentially recycle a Karn to find Pestilent Cauldron from exile, and that lets you cast Restorative Burst, the backside, and since it exiles itself, Karn can grab it again. So the Kiora untaps Nykthos, you make 14 mana, you play Restorative Burst, Karn, Kiora, reset, do it again, and each player gains 4 life each time, essentially gaining infinite mana. It's pretty gross.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, sometimes you only need 1 Kiora if you have a Heart of Kirin, but I hate Heart of Kirin, so.
Another game where you just inches short.
Yeah, I mean, I've been flooding a little, but like I could have maybe played that game a bit differently. I think not attacking with a Bone Crusher was actually right. I could have gone Kumano, Karizev pass, and then next turn I didn't have another spell to go with the Bushwhacker, but if I just draw any spell next turn, I get to go spell Bushwhacker, attack with more things with a bigger buff, and you don't get to have the extra mana from the Overgrowth Troll.
It's not like I'm ever attacking with the troll.
Right.
So you actually give me an extra mana.
Yeah, that's also just a great learning experience, right? Like we're just play testing, and I'm seeing the play patterns better each time, and I'll make more informed decisions on the next one. We also mulligan, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Didn't draw Burning Tree or Atarka's Command, blah blah blah.
Sand is a mulligan. Only had one land. Had a bunch of high casting cost cards.
My hand is great. I'll be on the play for game number 2. You guys think that Mono Green needs to be nerfed? I don't know, man. I think Mono Green is fairly oppressive, but it's not like it beats every deck in the format, and I would argue that it actually helps perpetuate like an equilibrium among aggro itself and Rakdos midrange. It's fine.
I think it eliminates a much better segment of the metagame of like decks that don't interact a ton but are able to grind against interactive decks. And Mono Green just suppresses those, which is one of the reasons that Rakdos ends up being so good. Because it's the interactive deck that can hang with Mono Green. And I think the existence of Nykthos is one of the reasons we have this metagame that is just Rakdos, the best Nykthos deck, which is Mono Green right now, but a year from now that could change. And a bunch of linear strategies like Mono White Humans, Atarka Red, Abzan Grease Fang. Obviously, those decks do have some ability to play longer games, but they're against Mono Green. They are explicitly trying to end the game very quickly.
Yeah, some people... So I don't think they'll ban Nykthos. We talked about this a little bit, just because Nykthos is the promo card from the previous RCQ season, and it's not like Mono Green's numbers are that dominant as far as winning tournaments and stuff, but... I could definitely see banning Karn. They have, kind of banned around Karn in Modern with Mycosynth Lattice. Like, it's honestly kind of depressing to me that they would ban Mycosynth Lattice instead of banning Karn. So, I don't know. All right. I'm going to go with a Legion Loyalist.
In first appearance
Here we go.
of the Goblin, I have a very sad Oath of Nissa.
Oh, you're so dead!
Oh my god.
Did you miss?
Missed what I wanted. I'll take a Llanowar Elves.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Gonna go Burning Tree, Karizev, attack for 1. Your
18.
turn. Burning Tree.
I will Wolf Willow Haven a Forest.
It's probably fine. You're probably okay.
I mean, on 6, I felt like this was the card I had to keep. So what is that? 7?
You're a little late on the Burning Tree, but that's fine.
Okay, needed that land, so I've got...
Actually, I might be dumb here. I can shock and stomp you as well, so I'm gonna stomp you. I just played a tap land instead.
Got Old Growth Troll Llanowar Elves. I'm 9 right now. Don't think... Oh god, the Llanowar Elves isn't even a good blocker.
No, that's for sure.
So if I leave the Llanowar Elves around, am I dead? That's 7?
Yeah, you're...
I mean, Llanowar Elves is going to be the same blocker next turn anyway, so... Yeah, block Llanowar Elves, go to 2.
Okay.
Stays around.
No, play the Bone Man. You're a
I don't think you're anywhere close to that. Yeah, there's no. I've got a bunch of big things, but it's not going to stabilize me in time.
All right, I think we'll have enough time to do 5. So let's just play one more pre-board, and then we'll do 2 post-board.
Sure.
I mean, it's not like you sideboard anyway. It's just only benefits me really. I guess you get 2 Voracious Hydras, pretty good.
Wouldn't mind some, Setessan Petitioners.
Yeah, it actually really disappointed me when they made that card. I thought the 4-drop. I forgot the name of it.
Nylea's Disciple?
Yeah, Nylea's Disciple was like
Nylea's
already in my Once Upon a Time version, like with Burning Tree and stuff. And then they just like the next set, they banned Once Upon a Time, and then the next set they're like, here's Citizen Petitioners. And it's like, why? The other one was good enough. You don't have to make better versions of cards that are already great. Like, it's like when they made was it Sojourner's Companion? It's like Mere Enforcer is good enough. Like, it's always been good enough. Why would you just tack on a really bad ability to it?
That one upset me.
It did, yeah.
I've cast a lot of Mirror Forces in my day.
Me too. It was just kind of like spitting in your face,
Yeah.
All right, you're on the play for game number 3.
Just
Do you have an elf?
Just making us old heads mad
Yeah.
for no reason. I don't have an elf, but I think this sounds good enough.
Okay, I'm gonna keep, but I don't love it.
And once again, have the Oath Wolf Willow start. I guess I'll get a Karn.
You're 19. You're good.
Not my favorite get off of Oath. I will play Wolf Willow Haven.
I'm just gonna cast this. Here you
go. Old Growth Troll. Yep, you're up.
All right.
It's the Bushwhacker turn.
Not yet. Thinking. Got a lot of things to potentially do.
I need to be better at drawing Nykthos. Or I've been pretty bad at that. Oh, this thing is gonna exile my Old Growth Troll.
I certainly could.
I don't think that is gonna stop me from blocking. So yeah, let's block there.
Right. Take 4.
I go to 5.
Go
Or 15.
Burning Tree, Stomp. Here you go. It's weird. Actually, if he blocked the Kamano, I couldn't Burning Tree. I would have had to just main phase the Bone Crusher, but he loses the damage, so he just incentivized to block the 3/3. And I just drew a second Burning Tree like 1 turn too late or whatever.
Boat.
Hit
Hit the Burning Tree Emissary.
It's dead.
Pass the turn. I go to 11.
Go. Oh, the book.
Haven. Karn. Plus on the boat. Attack you for 6. Kill Bone Crusher. Now I have a legendary creature, so I can channel Besacion for 1.
Shot. That's so
On
sick.
your enchantment creature.
Right.
You do get to get a land for the den. Maybe I'm supposed to not play. I thought it was cool that I could do that. I didn't notice you had a den. Yeah, you probably have a land anyway. Whatever.
I probably do. Considering I didn't play a 1-drop or whatever.
Yeah.
2-drop.
I wanted to have just like more mana next turn for layer things, or maybe making a wolf.
That's so brutal. But, so this is why there's a main deck version, or a main deck boat. Like, console flagship is just kind of cracky.
I mean, I still don't feel great about this game. You want to kill my Karn or
No.
me?
Here, what are you at?
Like, I have no hand.
Yeah, let's just kill Karn.
I do have the layer.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just den you to death. If you want to just...
And you're at, you're at 14.
Here you go.
This is crew 3.
Basically, it takes your whole turn to turn it on if you don't have anything else.
Yeah, just drew a layer, which might end up being interesting.
So 3,
4.
Yeah, make a 3/3 crew, attack and kill Zergo.
Yep.
Alright, I'm at 8. Or,
Yeah.
why am I at 15?
I don't know. You should have been at 14.
That's right. So I'm at 8.
Yeah, you're up. So now I think I can animate 1 layer, I guess with a land. So if I draw a land, I'm actually threatening lethal through 1 blocker. So the layer is an interesting draw there. Yeah, the land from the Besacion is actually being super relevant here.
Also, Karn activation, pass over on it.
So we're +1 life.
So you're at 10.
I think I already added it.
Yeah.
No, but I undid it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So I'm at 9.
Yeah, because you got hit for 5 and then you just got hit for 6.
Does that mean I have to... Does that mean I can attack? So how much can you activate for?
No, you can definitely attack. That changes the entire complexion of the game.
You're 6.
The stupid den.
It's a good one, huh?
I probably should have just hit the den, right? I didn't even realize it was there.
Oh, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, if I literally just there's a little bit of glare here. If I had thought about it. I just saw my
My
line.
man Ross is blaming the glare.
If I had thought
Wow.
about it, I might have been able to do something. But now I'm at 6. Yeah. I also I forgot Karn does reset it sets the power toughness. So
No, I forgot to. You're right.
um, so why are you at 6 here? He's got
You're at 6. I'm at 9. I was supposed to, you hit me for 6 and 5.
well, your thing says you're at 6.
My thing says 9. It's upside down. You big dummy.
Oh, it does. I assumed the orientation was. Yeah, I guess
We've
it's
been
all
doing
meant
this
to be
all
one
day.
way. Yeah, my bad. It's been a long day.
Is this zombie versus series? I don't know what that means in complicit. Are you calling me and Ross zombies because we're old, or because we're bringing it back from the dead, or because we're super cool and we'll eat your brain?
3, 6,
Nom, nom,
7. That's it. So
Apex Gauntlet.
I can make a 7/7 layer, and that is not big enough since you're at 9, and even when the land, it won't be big enough. So with your attack next turn, I'm gonna have to block Den and a 1/1, I guess.
Or the 2-1 from Kari if you don't attack.
And I can animate 1 layer for 3 and crew here, and then animate another layer for 2. So I can block a token, block Den, effectively take 5, go to 1.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'd have no way to. I don't think I have a way to kill you on the next turn. What if I make a wolf because that advances my battlefield a little bit? Then I can still make a 2/2 layer, and I'm once again trading. I would trade the layer away and then block a token, go to 1, but then I'd untap with a wolf in play, and you're at 9. If I could draw like an old growth troll and win.
I have a target command.
Oh yeah, I'm dead.
All right. Just letting you do your thought process.
Yeah, Elvish Mystic would not have been good enough. Just flooded a little bit.
All right. So that
Is
that was a good game.
Is that 2/1?
That is 2-1 right now for Mono Red. We're gonna take a second here and do some sideboarding. We have a ton of time. Yeah, we're playing super fast. My deck wins in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I call the aggro decks whenever I go to tournament. I call them the lunch break decks. And when we're on a team, I am Mr. Lunch Break. I will go get lunch for everybody because my decks will be done quickly.
Yeah. Really needed to find some other creature there. Actually, I really just needed to hit the deck. Didn't see the deck there.
If you popped into the Bugbear instead of the...
Then my Karn lives.
Yeah.
And I think I can end up winning that game.
Mm-hmm. So also, it's important to remember the Sky Sovereign stays a creature when you plus it with Karn for a full turn cycle. And so you actually can just wait for me to animate the Den before you Besage it, and then you just ruin my life.
Yeah.
All right, so how do we sideboard here? I actually don't bring in a ton because my deck is just like extremely low to the ground. Their sideboard is almost nothing. It's usually some Voracious Hydras and maybe like another Sky Sovereign, which you should probably bring in.
Is that even that good?
Yeah, it's great. If you didn't have Sky Sovereign in that game, I would have overwhelmed you very easily.
Well, sure, I have like a threat, but Sky Sovereign's awkward because I have to like continuously use resources attacking you in order to get the trigger.
Okay, you don't have to bring it in, man. That's fine. You can do whatever you want.
What do you want me to bring out?
I don't know. Why don't you just look through the deck?
Is Sky Sovereign even better than Nissa?
Nissa is not very good. I think you can trim a Kiora. I think you could probably trim a Karn if you wanted to. I know it's like weird, but like your plan B of beating down with creatures, it becomes your plan A against aggro decks a lot. Because I
agree. Karn does not seem particularly good.
Like whenever my opponent like taps out on turn 4 or 5 to play a Karn, it's just like a breath of fresh air. Like it's like okay, they're dead.
Oh, we'll try that.
I'm gonna try sideboarding nothing. See how that goes. There's just nothing to bring in. Like Roast doesn't kill the 5/6; it only kills the 4/4, and that's like not even that good.
Yeah, you need to have like Burning Hands.
Yeah, I did have 4 Burning Hands in a couple different iterations, but Shield Red was too much of a problem, and my matchup against Mono Green I think is good enough without having to play a bunch of Burning Hands.
Makes sense. I mean, it's looked good so far. Anytime my
I'm drawing Burning Tree.
Yeah, anytime my hand hasn't been great, I have felt incredibly far behind.
Yeah. All right, you're gonna be on the play here for game number 4.
Oh. I finally have a Nykthos, but my hand seems kind of slow. Am I just supposed to mulligan every hand that doesn't start with an elf? Probably not, because you're going to kill a lot of them.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, I'll keep.
Okay.
Go. That was a good draw.
I probably should have mulliganed, but I had to play with fire, so I thought I'd keep on the draw.
Haven my forest.
All right. Kill you one.
19.
Go.
Play Nykthos and an old growth troll. You're up.
Go. Not the best draw in the world. Giving Ross kind of a freebie here.
4, 5, 6 storm.
Miss. Even lands is bad for me. This is gross. I should not get this hand. Oh yeah.
That's better than an oath. Just putting things on the battlefield. I guess oath is more reliable devotion. Yeah, I'll oath.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in the bottom. Well, I'm gonna trigger the oath.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'll find another Nykthos, and then you're up.
Transform this.
Good news is I think I'm the transform on that would make this awkward. Oh, that's fine. Take 4. So
9.
take 9.
Yeah.
A 10.
I'm gonna take one. Go.
You got 2 in hand.
I'm gonna go ahead and use the Atarka's command here. It's not a ton of extra damage, but it is 5 for 2 mana. And with the Den of the Bugbear and how slow my draw's been this game, I think I just want to be able to activate Den for 2-3 turns straight if I have to. Punch through like a 1 blocker.
Old growth troll. Make 5.
Yep.
Play Kiora.
2 floating.
Untap Nykthos. Use the 2 to go to
6.
6. Play Cavalier. Go to 1. Draw. Trigger the Cavalier.
Probably gonna lose.
A forest. So I have 1 floating. Right?
Mhm.
He's going to the graveyard. I'm not done. Still have a land drop to make. I'll play a Nykthos. Use the 1 floating, make 9.
Yep.
Play Karn 5 floating.
Okay, you win.
And I'll get a boat and boat the exile thing.
Yeah, you win.
Is that a good turn?
It's not bad. It's not bad.
I just played these 5 things.
Drew a card.
Yeah, drew an extra card, put an extra land onto the battlefield, and killed one of your creatures.
You started that turn with 2 devotion.
Yes.
I want to point that out. It was like 5 lands and 2 devotion, and I got unbelievably destroyed.
Yeah, probably a hand that you should have mulliganed.
What about Poe Collector and the Atarka Red? Is it not good? I don't think you want to play very many green cards. The strength of the deck is that you're extremely low to the ground and mostly monocolored. Atarka's command is not good on turn 2, so you actually don't need green mana on turn 2. You can wait till turn 3, 4, 5 before you deploy it, which just gives you a higher average amount of turns to draw it without stumbling.
Yeah. Essentially, these Atarka decks are monocolor with a splash instead of straight 2-color decks. Now, there are lists that are green splash red that play Experiment 1 and Pelt Collector. They'll play Yavimaya Iconoclast now because it's a good card you can cast off of Burning Tree Emissary on turn 2 to level those 1-drops to 3/3s, but also as a haste creature later on to keep applying pressure. So that is another way to go with the deck, but a very different deck. That's a deck that's more akin to mono white, where you're building these big battlefields, a little bit less burn heavy because you can't really play things like Play with Fire because your mana base is going to be base green instead of base red.
All right.
Gorkline Rampager would be great in that version of the deck, and maybe Embercleave too.
Maybe.
Though it would be hard to splash Embercleave.
Should I ever keep a hand without a 1-drop?
I don't think so. Yeah, you did it last game, and it did not go well.
On the draw, it's pretty bad. I had to play with fire. I kind of had a 1-drop. I just had to check for your best 1-drop, and I thought it was worth. All right, I'm going to keep. Don't load it, though. We'll see if it works out.
Ugh, I think I keep this.
Here we go.
Forest go.
Woo! All right, Braintree, Karzev.
Not good. Seiju, Wolfwell Haven. You're up.
Right. So Crag Crown, we'll go Kumano, Trigger Dilly 1.
19.
Wishwhacker, attack for.
So that's going to be 379.
Yeah. Alright, you're up.
Oh, Nykthos, Wolfwell Haven, this same forest, Old Growth Troll. I'll block the Burning Tree Emissary, take 5. Not 5. Nope.
I just really need to draw like one spell somewhere in there. Fortunate. Might still win. We'll see. This turn's going to be bad for me, though.
Land was a great draw for me there. So now I can play another Old Growth Troll before Nykthosing. Make 8 green, and then have Old Growth Troll boat kill Kariza.
Okay.
And now at 5, I think I've got to hold back for a turn to play around Haste Creature plus Atarka's Command. I think I've done just enough. Next turn, being able to play more stuff and then start mowing down the battlefield with a boat.
Go.
Ooh, scary one.
Yep. All you got to do is draw Karn. You win the game. And you do it.
Cannot.
You know how good boat is? Boat's great. Stabilize.
9, 11. Okay, so this is going to go to 12.
Great.
Right, because I'll have 1 floating after the activation. 7 floating, play Cavalier.
Mm-hmm.
No storms coming. But I will go up to 10 now and sack both of these, make 2 wolf tokens.
Yep.
Go. Where'd my Sharpie go?
I don't know, man. That's right there.
There it is. Okay, I'll deal with those later. They're wolf tokens, we know it. And I think I want to just use one of these Old Growth Trolls and just get in for 6. So if I go to 3, if you just animate Den of the Bugbear, you're only going to have 3 attackers. So I'm not worried about Den. I actually want to end this game faster, I think.
I mean, you have a ton of trample. I think you can attack with. Let's see. If I activate this.
I think I just attack with those two. With 2. Yeah, deal with the Kumano. Do 10. I've got a land drop, so I've got nothing else. But
All right, Ramy, after down at 3.
Yep. No Atarka's Command, please.
Well, I got some good news and bad news. The good news is I didn't draw a Tarkus command.
Oh, am I going to die to Legion Loyalist?
Are you going to die to this guy? That's 1 damage.
I have a 2.
No, that's true. 2 lands, so it's fine. Big disappointing finish there.
What are you up 3-2 right now? I haven't even been keeping track.
I think you're winning 3-2, but maybe I'm wrong. I lost that, so I was 2-1, and then you won the 2 post board games because my draw just kind of sucked. I didn't play 1 drop. We got 30 more minutes. Let's play 5 more games and see who wins. Yeah, 3-2 Ross is up. Unfortunate. I mean, neither of us played a 1-drop in a lot of the games. I think it's integral for my strategy, and usually it's really important for yours. But the mono green deck's actually built in such a way where it can function pretty well when the elf dies, which
I just keep having Wolfwell Haven, Old Growth Troll, something else, like 3 lands.
That's been good. The one thing this deck used to play was Lava Coil in the sideboard, and Lava Coil is excellent against Old Growth Troll for clearing it. But like you just can't play Lava Coil anymore because of Shieldred. You just can't.
Yeah, it's an awkward situation right now in Pioneer where the removal really ends up lining up awkwardly against a lot of different things. If you're a deck like Mono White Humans or Atarka Red, you need to play a lot of different removal if you're trying to cover everything. Mm-hmm. There's Shieldred that's 5 toughness. There's Cavalier Thorns at 6 toughness. There's Old Growth Troll that you need to exile. There's Grease Fang that you need to kill it in speed. And then there's cheap creatures in the aggro matchups and planeswalkers or whatever if you're worried about those. So it's really hard to cover everything as aggro decks that don't have a lot of room for removal spells, even out of the sideboard.
All right, I'm gonna keep this opener.
Like, I don't think I can keep this. This hand is a turn 1 elf, but it's completely dependent on the elf living because I have 2 5s and a 6. If you kill my elf, I'm just dead.
Yeah, guess so.
That's why I've been more, been happier to keep the Wolfwillow Haven Old Growth Troll starts because I don't want to mulligan to a hand where my only acceleration is 1 elf, where you just kill it and then I don't do anything on turn 2.
I probably kept. I keep like every hand that turn 2's Kiora. Like turn 2 Kiora is just so gross in like every matchup.
Yeah.
Just can't ever kill it. I know if I kill the elf here, like stumbled or whatever, but I think that's just kind of the downside of playing mono green. Like you mulligan into Wolfwillow, Old Growth Troll on the draw. Like I don't even think that's that good on the draw. Like you're just gonna get run over if I have like a creature dense draw.
Okay, I like this. Hmm. This is interesting. Okay. It's really just going to depend on the top of my deck. So I've got to think of which one I can either put down, put back an extra piece of acceleration here or an extra threat. If I draw threats, I'd rather keep the acceleration, vice versa.
I always value acceleration over threats because the deck has a lot of top end.
But I think that means I specifically need to keep this other threat since it can chain.
So how the Gauntlet works, King of Pawners. I'm playing the Atarka red deck. It's mine. All right. 18, so Spirit Banging.
19. I like how you changed my life total before yours.
Oh, yeah. If you want, I'll just take care of the life total every time.
Lair Elf.
Let's go.
Don't be roll, attack for 2.
We'll listen. Play with Fire Elf. Attack for 3. Go.
Wolfwillow Haven of Forest. Pass the turn.
Stomp, play with Fire you for 4. Hit you for 8 total.
8.
Scry 1. Bottom. Your turn. Yeah, I probably should have stomped though, just so I could cast Bone Man on 3. In case you did that. But miss out on some Legion Loyalist damage.
Elf with a green floating. And even here.
Yeah.
You're up. Another haster.
No, you're 8.
Yep. That play on turn 3 makes you feel like Todd's hand is loaded with burn.
I only had 1 card left after that.
Yeah, makes me think it's a burn spell. I guess you do get to just play the Bone Crusher.
My sequencing this whole match has been horrible, I think. Back.
Off the loyalist.
Right, you take 1,
7.
Bone Man. Go.
Uh, 3, 4, 5. Play Cavalier.
Okay.
Sad. Good Forest. No. Storm the Festivals. Pass. And
Oh, you already had Nykthos. So it's like, why didn't you get Nykthos?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
already had it.
Alright, come on, you.
But a 6.
Back. +1 and deal 3.
So I'm going to
it's
take
3,
5.
6. No, it's 3 and 6. This got pumped.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am dead.
Hey.
Yeah, I ended up. So I put a Sky Sovereign back, and then ended up drawing nothing but lands and acceleration,
Yeah.
which is a little awkward. I think 1 more speed bump, and maybe I got something going. Yeah.
Ooh, Stormy. What was coming?
Karn Kiora, but I'm casting the Storm with 2 floating, being able to untap the Nykthos, and then I've got 6 mana with a Karn active. It still doesn't seem as great. I guess I can Restorative Burst, gain some life, and rebuy some blockers, and then get maybe another activation of the card next turn. That's probably good enough. So yeah, I just needed like 1 other blocker at some point.
All right, 1 more, and then we're gonna take a break. Games are
It's
fast
3-3. Yeah, this is game 7.
All right, this is a rubber one.
But I get to be on the play.
That's true. Don't like that. No, ISV, I'm just gonna change it, man. I made it a little more resilient to Rakdos with just playing more Bone Crusher Giants, and I cut the Yavimaya Iconoclast, but I'm kind of missing out on Burning Tree 2-drop turns a little more often than I'd like. I mean, every time I draw Burning Tree, it's been nuts. I just, like, I don't know. Mono Green's just a messed up deck. Like,
Yeah.
it's just very good, you know? I don't know what else to say. Been keeping a lot of 4-landers.
Yeah, don't think I can keep 5-land Storm Elf.
Yeah. Ross also keeps having draws that don't have Elf, and I keep having draws that have, like, 2 shocks. And the shocks are much worse when they don't have Elf.
But then at least I don't have the Elf. You know, that's the most important part, is that I'm not accelerating starting on turn 1.
Yeah, not if I'm not playing a creature. Like, all right, I'm on 6. I'm gonna put 1 back. Grr.
Can't keep 4 lands, all 5 and 6 drops.
No, it sucks. So current builds of elves have 19 lands or something, and Circle of Dreams Druid, and I'm not a big fan of either of those things. I would recommend playing like 21 lands and no Circle of Dreams Druid. But otherwise, I think the deck's great. Like, Collector Company's nice. The 3-drop elf that drains your opponent for a bunch of damage is great. The new Lord's awesome. I like playing 3 Nykthos in the deck. I think 4 Nykthos is too many.
I think Elves is just a worse version of Mono Green Devotion.
That's also possible.
This is one of the reasons that I don't like Nykthos existing. I think there could be a lot more diversity in our, Llanowar Elf, Elvish Mystic decks.
Yeah.
Especially now with Karplusan Forest, like Gruul Stompy decks could be a thing, Elves could be a thing, and they're all a little bit different, and instead they just all get outclassed by the, this deck that has a bunch of threats that are either difficult to interact with or generate immediate card advantage.
Yeah. I would have been a big fan of banning Nykthos 3 years ago, so you know where I stand. I think it is extremely restrictive. Always going to be a problem. Always going to be powerful.
So I think I've got to keep these 5.
Okay.
Just enough lands to operate and cheap spells. So I'll start with an elf.
Kill it.
Let me have it one time.
No!
A forest.
No thingy. Me. Let's go 18. There you go. Old growth trail.
Kiora, untap a land, Oath.
Way better.
The forest.
Okay.
You're up.
Carplusion. Phoenix Chick. Go ahead and pump and deal 3 to you. I'm gonna go to -1. You go to 15. That's.
So these are 3s.
6,
Do you want to kill Kiora, deal me 1, or
No.
deal me 2? Just 8 me?
Here's 7. Here we go.
I was hoping you would kill Kiora.
I know. I never kill Kiora. It's done. Why'd I kill Kiora when you could simply just have an extra mana? Interesting. Turn resolves.
And
I don't have lethal next turn if that makes you feel good.
Well, I'm not sure what I can get to, start getting back in this game.
I don't know. Good question. That's why I like Born Out Karn in some number.
I guess I can get a Zeeka's Chariot.
Oh, that's a good one, actually. It'll get completely
Well,
clowned if I draw a 1/1, though. Well,
That's
Legion
actually, here's what I might do. So I think one of my ways of getting back in this game is threatening Chariot plus Shadow Spear. I can get Shadow Spear and cast it by using Kiora this turn, and that might force you to send damage at the Karn, and then if I can just draw any big creature, I think I'm in good shape. Whereas if I just get Chariot and you attack me, I think I'm just going to die to this thing.
That's fair.
So I'm going to get Shadow Spear, use Kiora to untap a land and play it,
All right.
and then pass.
Okay, so Ross is at 7. See if we can draw something sweet here. So I think Ross is only out next turn is Old Growth Troll if I kill the Karn. Do I know the last card in your hand?
No.
It's a thing I don't know. But 5-drop into land, untap, equip Shadow Spear. Okay, so this actually makes Shadow Spear a lot worse. Alright, so can I ignore? Let's go do a Karn to you. I think.
Okay, my 5.
Cool. Actually, I'll just kill Karn. You can be at 6.
Okay.
Leaving it around is probably just dumb. 1 damage might really matter though. But him actually making the Shadow Spear be a blocker could do something too, which I don't love. But I don't know.
I drew a good one.
No, Stormy.
Yep.
Wow. Work. What is it? Is it all lands and Oath of Nissa?
This is unbelievable.
You're not even dead though.
Yeah, not yet, but
I'm gonna draw Den of the Bugbear, and you definitely won't be dead.
But
if I draw any other spell, I think you might be dead.
Put any 2 permanent cards onto the battlefield, eh?
Is it all non-permanents? What is it? Just show me.
I've got an Elvish Mystic, a Wolfwillow Haven, a Storm the Festival, a Nykthos, and a Voracious Hydra.
Oh, got 2 blockers.
So, well, I think I want to get Wolfwillow and Elvish Mystic. Because this could get me... Yeah, the Legion Loyalist is really annoying. So maybe I have to... I already used the Nick Kiora, so I can't, untap and equip. That would be great.
Mm.
And I'm at the point where... God, I might have to get Voracious Hydra. Because if I can block 2 things... So if I have the Elf here, I block 1 thing next turn, I go to 3, and then 1 blocker with a Shadow Spear is not good enough, actually. Yeah, I think I have to get the 2 blockers. That is ridiculous.
No. Channel.
Oh. Well, that's not good.
You're at 6, you have to block with 1 thing.
Yep. So I will block with the Voracious Hydra and go to 1.
Here we go.
And is there anything I can draw here?
I don't know. You can kill me. You can always kill me from, enough mana.
Hold on.
You want to block with Elf instead of Voracious?
No, this still generates 2 mana with Nykthos because it taps.
Mm-hmm. It also is bigger if you put the Shadow Spear on it.
Yeah. Forest definitely not going to do it. I can...
It's first strike, you're dead. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can block your attack and untap it. But yeah, that just puts me at 3. Legion, I mean, even without the first strike, you'd have 5, and I'd only be getting 2. Thought I found a neat line to try to get out of that one.
It was interesting. I actually was... I thought you were just 100% dead, but your line of, if I just draw an Old Growth Troll or get a little lucky with a Nykthos off of a Cavalier, you can just immediately equip. And then if I don't have direct damage, it's a huge lifelinking creature. And it's one of the reasons why I've been liking the Shadow Spears back in the side, the 1 Shadow Spear back in the sideboard. I cut it for a long time because it just didn't do anything against mono white aggro. But the more mono red comes up, skewers and stuff, or this build, having a blocker is just nuts.
Yeah, Phoenix Chick has brought a lot of red decks in. There's the Obosh builds that are more traditional kind of red deck wins, and then Atarka red, but it's rejuvenated all of them. So Shadow Spear makes a lot more sense in your mono green sideboards. But got a dub on the board here in a long 7-game series.
Yeah, it was a fun match. I didn't have any sideboard cards for this matchup, and I don't know really what I'd even want. So I don't know that playing a bunch of post board games really affects the matchup percentages or whatever. But you could certainly just play a bunch of Burning Hands if you think Mono Green is not that good of a matchup, and I think it would help tremendously because Cavalier of Thorns blocking is a huge deal for this matchup. My deck wants to go super wide. Clearing a blocker for 1 turn sometimes just ends the game.
How many basic mountains are in your deck?
3.
That's it?
Yeah. I like 12 dual lands to 4 Den of the Bugbear.
I'm just wondering if you could easily splash Aether Gust. I think Gust would be destroy this matchup.
Well, now I want to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
So,
I have to think about
I just
it.
think it would be amazing.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
You need ways to interact with their threats that aren't just burn spells. They're well equipped to do that. Other than Coil on Old Growth Troll, and Gust can do that. I
I
just
have to look. That blew my mind. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a look now
Yeah.
when I get home. So
I just didn't. I guess you only have like 19 lands in the deck, and there's
no, I actually have 21 in this build.
21. It's 12 dual lands: Pathway, Carp Forest, Stomping Ground,
Yeah, and 4 Den, 1 Raymond App, 3 Mountain, and
and a Sokenson.
a second time.
It was very important.
Yeah,
And the Sokenson is great because you have Karizev and Zergo now.
Yes.
Sometimes you get to channel it for 2. And that is amazing. So yeah, you don't want to cut the utility lands. The Ramen app is cuttable. Maybe
I mean,
a Den is
it was
cuttable.
pretty good for me a couple times. Like way
Yeah.
better than I thought. Like it's obviously way better when you're playing the skewer heavier burn version. But sometimes just like that 2 damage just gives me more outs. You know? So. But that's going to do it for the second match of the Pioneer Gauntlet. We got one more match to bring in. It's a doozy. Rakdos midrange, arguably the best deck in Pioneer, and a complete aggro stomper. We're going to see if my sideboard Experimental Frenzies can pull it out for me. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the last match of the Apex Pioneer Gauntlet.